What's going on, Cougar fans? Peter Borkowski here on the Cougar Sports Network, bringing you this edition of Coaches Weekly. And once again, I'm joined virtually by head coach of CUC men's basketball, Coach Rashawn Surles. Coach, happy late Christmas, and I'm excited to talk to you today.
Oh man, happy holidays.
Well, you guys have played two more times since last we spoke, and last Wednesday, unfortunately, dropped a game to Concordia, Wisconsin, but then made up for it on Friday, a big, thrilling win over North Central, a come from behind win, a last second game winner. And I guess let's start there. You guys were trailing by 14 points at halftime against North Central. Again, eventually came back to win the game 66 to 63. So, what did that halftime locker room kind of look like for you guys that you're able to turn it around and then come out in that second half and pick up the win?
Yeah, I think it was really we just challenged the guys. Just we just asked them. I know it was close to Christmas break. It was a long stretch of games. That mental fatigue, that physical fatigue creeps in. But I just asked these guys if everything that we went through, at the beginning of the season was all for nothing, and if they just had just a little bit more to push through, and they responded well, and they showed their resiliency.
Mm-hmm. And then let's talk about the end of the game, of course. Last second three made by Brent Hatton. It's a really tough shot, too. I mean, you think he was off balance, had a hand in his face, but you guys had a timeout right before that last play initiated. So, I mean, was that anything similar to what you guys kind of talked about in the timeout? That just kind of happened that Brett took the last shot, said, I'm that guy, and won the game? Or, I mean, how did it translate from that last timeout you guys had to the game winner?
Yeah, we did not run the play exactly how we wanted to run it, but it worked
Mhm.
out fine.
Right.
I won't say where it messed up, but
Right.
B-Hat was an option, but he
Okay.
wasn't supposed to have got it where he got it.
I
But
gotcha.
I think just the veteran, the experience that he has, he
Hmm.
just was able to make a winning play. He had the IQ and the wit to make sure he got the shot up for one, and then he's created enough to create his own shot. So once he got the ball, he got enough separation to get the shot off, and he
Hmm.
made a big time play. And so
Hmm.
we're pretty happy for that.
Yeah, and staying on the Brent Hatton subject, I mean, he missed some time at the beginning of the year, and he's been back for a few weeks now. And is that a difference you guys have really noticed with him in that lineup? Like you said, he's a veteran presence. He's been here before. He's had a lot of success at CUC. So, do you really notice that difference that he brings to the team in leadership, skill, whatever it may be?
Yeah, he's kind of like our glue guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that when he's out there, we just flow better.
Mm-hmm.
The floor is spaced a little better, and he's versatile. So especially being at the center position, the power forward position, he
Mm-hmm.
can do some things that a lot of guys in the league can't do, and
Right.
that really helps with our other guys like Jay Green and E Man and Jacob and all the way down the line. So
Right.
he's very important, and he's one of our smartest guys on the team as far as IQ goes. So that
Right.
always helps as well.
Definitely. And I do want to stay on North Central for one more thing. I mean, it's kind of interesting that you guys have a non-conference kind of in the middle of conference play. You guys are really getting to conference play now, and then you have just North Central just kind of in the middle of it also. What's really the advantage to you and the rest of your coaching staff to having that non-conference game? Again, you want to win it, but it doesn't quite have the pressure of those conference games on it in terms of playoff implications. So, I mean, what's really the point? What's really the meaning of having a non-con like the North Central game in this stretch of conference play?
I think really one CCIW is always a tough out, and
Mm-hmm.
able to play a team like that at that point of the season kind of
Mm-hmm.
helps you correct some of the mistakes that you have. Being how we started in conference play, I think being able to play someone outside of conference play and kind of work through those mistakes, kind of fix is extremely valuable. Catching them at the time that we did right before um, Christmas break was huge because not only did we win, but how we won was
Mm-hmm.
a great way to create momentum coming out of the going into and coming out of the Christmas break. So I think that it's important because it allows you to play teams that aren't in your conference that you won't see regularly, and
Hmm.
be able to fix and kind of add things that you won't necessarily see in the conference.
Right. Well, like you said, coming out of break, you're right back into conference play this upcoming Wednesday, Lakeland University at CUC. And I think that, I mean, you've mentioned a couple of times, you guys are a couple games below 500, and it seems to be kind of an up and down. You'll win a game or two, and then you'll lose a game or two. So, what's really what's the key to consistency? I mean to say, what's the key to finding those couple conference wins in a row, stringing some W's together, so you can get back to 500 and hopefully go beyond that?
Yeah, I've been preaching it all year. It's just the consistency. I think that that's our biggest thing right now is just being consistent with how we play and our energy levels. Like the
Mhm.
last few games, we just come out so flat, lacking energy, just very stagnant, especially in the first half. And I think that this break will help kind of recharge guys, revitalize them. But if it continues, we just have to switch it up because some of these games we're putting ourselves in holes that we just can't overcome, and we
Mm,
have to
mhm.
fix. There's a lot of good teams in this conference where the margin for error is very slim, and
Right.
we just can't continue to put ourselves in those positions. Especially if you look at the standings, a lot of teams are right there in the
Mm.
same, pretty much in the
Jumbled,
boat.
jumbled together. Yeah.
Yeah, so we just got to be more consistent. I think if we can come out the game and start quicker and just kind of manage the storms a little better, I think it'll go a long way. But
Mhm.
until we figure that out, it's going to be an uphill battle. So
Right. Right. Well, Cougars are back in action this upcoming Wednesday in the new year in 2024 when they take on the Lakeland Muskies at CUC. Start time for that game is set for 7 p.m. Coverage can be found on our website, cucougars.com, and the live stream on our YouTube page, CUC Sport. Coach Surles, thanks again for joining me today. Good luck this upcoming Wednesday, and I look forward to talking to you again next week. But until then, this is Peter Borkowski signing off of the Cougar Sports Network in Wednesday. As always, go Cougars.